Well, welcome everyone. It's a privilege to be here with you all. My name is Jason Bernhardt-Lanier. I'm the interim director of Ashoka's Global Venture and Fellowship.
And my name is Caroline Bernhardt-Lanier. And as you can guess by our last names, we're related. I'm a relationship coach and a licensed clinical counselor. And we've been married 26 years and we have 4 kids. And we're really delighted to be here with all of you today.
In addition, we want to introduce you to our session coordinator, Catherine Doley. She's a cherished Ashoka colleague working from our global office in Washington, D.C. And Catherine will be helping us connect through Zoom technology. So thank you so much, Catherine. So today's session, everyone, is enhance your relationships that matter most. It's the power of being dialogical for impact and connection. So quick reminder, you'll see in the chat box a little handout that we'll use for this topic. So Catherine, if you'd paste it there, and others, if you get a chance, go ahead and just open it and have it on your computer or on your smartphone, however it works for you, and we'll refer to that later. So the big question, right, is why are we talking about relationships today in the context of the Ashoka Changemaker Summit, right? So let me ask you all, right? What has been an experience when a close relationship of yours, right? Whether it's an intimate partner, whether it's a close team member, when that relationship is in trouble, right? What happens to your energy? So that's the question. And I want you in the chat box to go ahead and put out a few words. What happens to your energy when a relationship that matters most is in trouble?
I know for me, I'll just chime in, it makes me feel really tired and sluggish. I have very little energy when there's something off between us.
So what are your experiences? Just go ahead and put a couple words in the chat box so everyone can read. Super frustrated, decreased a lot the energy. I feel exhausted, anxiety and frustration, drained, insecure. You shrink, get tired. Thank you. So let's reverse it, right? So what about when you have a close relationship that feels the opposite? It feels secure. It feels like it's thriving, right? So what happens to your energy then? So do the same. Put some words in the chat box. How does your energy?
You glow, empowered, it goes up, avalanche of positive emotions, enthusiastic, on top of the world. You can do anything, bigger picture driven, woo-hoo!
Exactly, right? So this is what we want more of, right? Don't we? We want this energy. We want to live this way. So the point is that the quality of our relationships has an impact on us and our environment. It's super simple. Yet I think if you're like me, we can forget that.
So today what we want to offer you is something very simple. We want to offer a dialogical framework to enhance the relationships that matter most to you. Because the way we see it, strong, healthy relationships at home and at work invite us into 3 interrelated movements. And the way I want to think about it is a movement within us, between us, and beyond us. So if you think about the movement within, it's about waking up. It's about becoming more conscious inside ourselves, growing up. And then the between is about experiencing the sense of full aliveness in our relationships and joy and love. And then the beyond, which is something that many of you are working on already, is how to contribute to a better world, right, beyond us. So we're going to give you some background about this dialogical framework. And then we're going to have a volunteer couple demonstrate this relational tool to enhance relationships. And finally, you're going to have an opportunity to experience it in dyads in breakout rooms. So, do you want to get a reminder about that?
I can, yeah. Catherine, if you'd kindly put the link as well to the handout for those that haven't yet, go ahead and just follow this link, and we've got just a handout that we want you to be able to have access to. So whether it's in the form of paper, on your computer, whatever is easy. So just get the handout if you can.
So let me tell you a little bit about this relational paradigm. It's called Imago, I-M-A-G-O, and it was created about 30 years ago. And Imago is a paradigm that includes an intellectual system. It's also a global social action movement called Safe Conversations. And it's also about relationship education and coaching. And what I love about Imago's vision is that it's very much consistent with everyone a changemaker world. Let me read you the vision. The vision is a relational culture in which relationship is the primary value. Equality is universal, difference is celebrated, and all conversations are safe and collaborative. So that's the vision of this relational paradigm. The tool that we want to share with you is called the Imago Dialogue. And it's a structured process that creates safety, understanding, and empathy. And you're going to get to experience it in just a few minutes. The best way I can describe the dialogue is by using a metaphor. And this metaphor is two worlds connected by a bridge. And what happens during the dialogue is that one person invites the other to cross the bridge into their world. So imagine, for example, when I want to share a frustration or a joy with Jason, I might invite him to have a dialogue. And that means to come into my world, to be a guest, to cross the bridge into my world. And I get to host him in my world and to share about my experience. And so this dialogue has 4 simple steps. And again, we're going to experience them together. Let me just name them right now: mirroring, summary, validation, and empathy.
All right. So we're fortunate today because, first of all, we have a volunteer couple and we have a special dialogue. So the specific dialogue is going to be an appreciative one. It's going to be a dialogue about appreciations. And we, in fact, have a volunteer couple. We have a changemaker couple named Julia and Sasha Hesselmeyer from City Mart. And they're co-creators not only of City Mart, but also of a beautiful family. And so Julia and Sasha, I'm just thankful that you're here and that you volunteered to practice this with us. So welcome.
Yeah.
Great to be with you all. Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much, Julia and Sasha. So who's going to share an appreciation? Who's going to receive and who's going to send?
Sasha's going to ask. He's the host.
Wonderful.
No, I'm the host. I'm sorry, I'm the host.
You're going to be the host. Beautiful, beautiful. So, okay, so you want to get started, Julia? You want to invite him into your world?
Yes, I would. Yeah. Hi. I would like to invite you into my world to share an appreciation I have for you.
And you can say, is this a good time?
Yeah, is this a good time?
Yes.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Especially.
Yeah. Imagine if you said no.
Yeah. No, not really. I'm in a conference. Sorry.
All right.
So one thing I really appreciate about you is that you listen, even if we have a disagreement and even if it's not immediate. But you listen, and what I say always gets through to you.
So you said that you appreciate that I listen, even if I don't know how to process it right away. And that is helpful.
Did I get you?
Did I get you correctly?
Yes, you did. This is exactly what it is.
And Sasha, you can just say, is there more?
Oh, is there more?
There are many more things, but I think for now, this is what I want to talk about. So that's all.
Perfect. And that matters to me because?
This matters to me because it gives me a feeling of comfort, and it also shows me that you're always willing to take another point of view, to take my point of view.
So you said this is important to you because it gives you a feeling of comfort, and it means that I listen to your point of view. Is that right?
Yes.
Is there more?
That's it at the moment, yeah.
Okay.
And Julia, yeah, you can just keep going, or I can prompt you. So when I see that in you, it helps me feel.
When I see that in you, it helps to feel me grounded, and also that it gives me safety.
So you said that if you see that in me, it gives you a feeling of being grounded and safe. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Thank you. Yeah. And it reminds me of growing up that I often didn't have that. And I often had the feeling of being listened to. So
it reminds you of when you were growing up and of not feeling listened to.
yeah.
Is that right?
By people very close to me. Yes, that is right.
Is there more?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So now, Sasha, would you be willing to summarize it?
Yes. So I understood that you appreciate that I'm listening to you, even if sometimes that is not happening on the spot, that it makes you feel heard, and that I understand, that I see, have empathy for you and your position, your point of view. And it reminds you of what you did not often have growing up, which is someone listening to you, making you feel safe and grounded. Is that right?
Yes.
Great. And so now, Sasha, you can validate that. Does that perspective make sense? You can say what you're saying makes sense to me, or I can see your perspective.
What you're saying makes sense to me, and knowing you, I understand what that means to you. Thank you for sharing.
Beautiful. And so, and the empathy piece, the last piece, as you share this appreciation, I imagine you might be feeling, and just imagine what Julia might be feeling.
As you share this appreciation about yourself, I can imagine you might be feeling that by sharing this, you are encouraging me to listen more and know how important that is, and that it will lead to feeling safer, feeling listened to, and feeling more grounded.
I also would like to that, and feeling more happy
and feeling
in our
happy.
relationship.
Beautiful, beautiful. So now you can just say thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for listening. Beautiful. And we get to clap and say thank you. Lovely. Thank you both so much. So as a way to honor Julia and Sasha, I invite you to put, everyone who's with us, a word that came up for you to honor their process in the chat box.
Okay, so I'll
appreciation, respect, honesty. Lovely. Beautiful. Vulnerability. Excellent. Great. Willingness to connect. Beautiful. Fragility. Yes. All right. Thank you, Julia and Sasha. Safe space. That was a gift.
Thank you. So All right, now we have an opportunity for the rest of us to have an experience of this, to practice it. And we're going to go in breakout groups. So I'm going to tell you a little bit how we'll work on it. We'll try this together. So the first thing, let's get specific, each of us, about a relationship that matters in each of our lives. So this may be, it may be a sibling, it could be a parent, it could be an intimate partner, okay? It could be a child, okay? So think of a relationship that you want to strengthen, okay? So you can close your eyes just for a few seconds if you're comfortable with that. And just picture that person. And then kind of whisper that name to yourself. Just take your time. And if you have that person in mind, and the relationship that you want to strengthen with them, then the second thing is I want for you to think about one appreciation you have for that person. Just take a minute. Just think about something that you really appreciate about that person. Okay, it could be a specific action, could be a quality, could be a physical trait. Okay, so while Catherine is getting the breakout groups ready, I'm just going to share a little bit of, kind of review a little bit what you experienced in terms of the steps. You also have your handout. Okay, so first you're going to simply introduce yourself with your first name. So keep it simple, just your first name and just introduce yourself. And then second, you'll decide who goes first, who's going to be the sender. Okay, who's going to be the host, sending and sharing about your world. Okay, then just a quick note to the sender, please send short sentences because your partner's mirroring. So just give them short sentences, pause, and let the other person mirror you. So again, you'll follow the instructions. Remember, as you're mirroring, just say, did I get you? Is there more? It's not a test. It's not a test of your memory. It's just, did I get you? Is there more? So sender, you may say more about that question, that appreciation, or you may go on and to the next prompt, right? Either one is fine. Okay. And then after the first part, you're going to do the summary like you heard Sasha do. Just a summary. It's not a test. It's kind of what are the essence. And then you say, is that a good summary? And if your partner feels, oh, yeah, but there's one more thing I wanted to make sure you got. And then just say it, and they'll mirror it. Okay, and then it's the validation. And you can simply say, you make sense. That's validating. That's it. You don't have to explain it, why they make sense. Just you're in their world. As long as you believe it, it's true for you. You make sense. And then the last, the empathy. I imagine you might be feeling, and put out a couple words. Is that how you're feeling? And then your partner can respond, yes, and, or no, not quite that, but I'm feeling more of that. And that's it. Okay, so we're going to take 8 to 10 minutes each. You guys don't have to worry about the time. So probably about 8 minutes each. About 8 minutes into our time, Catherine will just send a little notice saying it's about halfway through. And then you'll be able to just kind of finish up if you haven't and switch. Okay. And if you happen to have a little extra time, that's fine. You could go a little bit deeper on one of the appreciations, practice the mirroring. Okay. So then after that, we're going to come back in this big group and we'll have just a moment of reflection about our experience. Okay.
And it looks like we have an even number, which is good.
Okay.
Great.
Perfect.
Excellent. All right. So enjoy.
All right. So Catherine, you'll see the join button and go ahead and click it.